So I want to make sure that our routes are working. So let's test that first before we do anything with our migrations or anything like that. So let's go to task controller here. And right here on index, I want to make sure that it is working. Let's come back here quick. I'm just going to say return it's working. Should work, okay? I just want to make sure before we go any further. So right here on top, I'm going to do API and it's going to be tasks, just like that. Enter. And task controllers does not exist. So our actually it's not tasks controller is task controller. Okay, so I usually name my controllers with tasks just like that, but that's okay. With this automatic automation that we did on the last lecture, creating everything together, that's fine. We can deal with that. Let's just make sure that we have the right name here. Okay, so let's come back here and we can see that it is working. Okay, so that's perfect. So let's go back to our task controller here. Now, one thing here that I want to do is I want to create some data because we don't have any data. And, to read data, we need to have some type of data. So we're going to start working on the controller later on. But right now, before we do that, let's work on the migration. That's very important for us to have. That's one of the first things, okay? So what I want to do here, let's actually create some type of title for our task. So I'm going to put that in a string and I'm going to call that title. And then maybe we want to prioritize some of the tasks and say, hey, this is a task that needs to, be completed, whatever. And let's make this a another string and let's make it priority. We can always extend this later on, guys, and we can put this in GitHub and you guys can contribute. We can make this bigger if you guys want to, and I can just keep adding all those pull requests from you and we can make this better. But this is just going to be very simple to illustrate how to integrate Vue.js and Laravel. So anyway, so we have this very simple migration here and this table definition. Right now, what we need to do is we need to make sure here that this priority field is nullable. I just want to make sure this is nullable just in case something happens and we don't have a priority for that specific task. So let's do PHP make auth first of all to get some of the login and registration. That's just because if you guys want to have registration on your app, it's nice to have, right? And let's make sure that in our home controller, right now this is going to add some stuff in our web routes. So make sure that you don't have this here, and that's fine to have. And a home controller should actually load the index in a home controller. That's going to be loading this guy here. And for now, we're just going to comment that out because we don't want to be logging in all the time. And we are going to be doing PHP artisan migrate. PHP artisan migrate. Enter. And let's go back to the front of our app real quick. Okay. That way we can register and make sure that our migration is working. So this is redirecting me to home. Of course, we don't have that home page anymore, but that's okay. You can see that I'm logged in. Okay, so it is working. That's fine. Now let's go back and I'm gonna want to clean this up a little bit. Let's go and delete this view, welcome view. Okay. Go real quick to our auth controller, and in here, let's just switch that there. And let's come back here. Let's log out and log in again. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Okay. So we got that going, guys. We got, so far, we got our API, our task controller. We have to work on that. Okay. We got our migrations. We fixed the home controller a little bit there. We don't need none of this anymore. Okay. We did something here in the web, API. And let's continue in the next lecture. So that way we can actually break this course in little pieces and everything is understandable. See you in the next lecture.